A mirror. That's definitely a want. A house. Yes, it's a need for protection and safety. Books. Although these are very useful, they are a want. A clock. Clocks are great, although you don't need to know the time to survive, so it's a want. Trees. Trees provide food and fresh air to breathe. They are definitely a need. A bottle of water. Yes, you need water to survive, so it's a need. Well done. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe.
Okay. Awesome. Let me go back to my PowerPoint. Okay.
I thought the one on the mirror, when they were asking about the mirror, need or want, I was like, is that a trick question?
Right? I got to swap them. Let me go back to where I was at. I think I got, when I was trying to put them up there, I kind of got, I got it backwards, but hey, there we are. Perfect. So that's a little video I used, you guys. It also, you can stop it as well. There was pause up there to kind of get the kids involved and get them to ask questions. I try to really do a lot of discussion with kids. And lately, you know how kids are, they don't want to really talk a whole lot. Everybody's kind of quiet. So I really kind of push them. I don't call them out, but I really try to push them to talk about, especially needs and wants. The other one assignment that I use as well, you guys, is what I call a one from Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. It is a great one as well. It is called Reflecting on Needs and Wants. And I have the kiddos do this one because I think that I kind of gave you guys some examples as well. I like this one because the kids have to, on the directions, is think of at least 10 recent expenses and then categorize them, each one as a need or a want. And then they have to write down 10, and they can use them whoever, you know, they could be their family or their friends that purchased them. And then they analyze their spending, and then they answer the reflection questions. And I like it because when they analyze their spending, they are actually looking at how they're spending. Do you have more needs or wants listed? Because it's important to kind of look, do you have more needs and wants? Do you see any similarity or patterns when you list your needs and wants? And do you think your answers are going to be similar to other students? And that one, you guys, I always crack up because they always do. Yes, because you know how kids are. They're mostly their wants are going to be makeup and different things like that, you guys, or food, eating out. Because I always ask them, what do you guys think you spend? What do you guys spend your money on? And kids will always say, oh yeah, that's just because I spend mine on eating out. And I always go, well, what do I spend my money on? What do you guys think? And they're like, oh, heck, you spend yours on bills. And so, and I always remind them that they're going to get old enough that they're going to have families someday. They need to be, they need to learn to differentiate between them, whether it's a need or a want. Because if not, I always tell my students that if you're going to be buying all those wants and you're going to be selling them eventually to pay for your needs. Because we have to have our needs met in life, else if we're not going to survive. We've got to have a shelter and we've got to have food. Okay. So this is one great, another lesson that I use with my kids. And I actually use a lot of paper. these can all be done online as well, you guys, and they're all free resources. They can be done online. I do a lot with paper. I usually at the beginning of the year or the beginning of I'm on trimesters here in Pasco. And at the beginning of each trimester, I always ask kids, hey, do you want me to load these online or do you want to have the actual paper copy? And I get about 92% of my students want actual paper copies. And I am good with it. I just send them to the print shop and have the kids do it that way, because this way I know that when they're writing, they're learning as well. Okay. And then my other thing too, you guys, is that it seems like if I do a lot online, they just kind of Google it and then they just copy and paste it. You know how that is. Yes. And here is another one that I had as well, you guys. And I'm glad. Look at Sonia. Yep, they do. They like paper. And a lot of my students like paper, you guys. And I'm going to be honest, during COVID, none of them would do any work, or they would just all have the same answer on everything. And I would Google it and I'd be like, how can they all have the same answer? And I'd Google it and then they wrote it down. So I really like paper. Sorry about this one on here, you guys. This was my scanner, and my scanner, I think, really needs some help. Yes. And they are also, they are also available in Spanish as well. All of the lessons on Consumer Financial Protection Bureau always have them in Spanish as well, which is a great help because I'm about maybe 82% Hispanic at the school I teach at. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I teach a lot of students and they're going to go back home and they're going to teach their parents about it. And I am great with that because the more that we understand money, the better it is, you guys, down the road for a lot of people, because money is really hard to understand. And a lot of people kind of look at money as they don't understand it or their family doesn't. So I'm really into helping those kids understand it as well as helping their parents as well. So this is just one of the assignments, again, you guys, that I use for the needs and wants. Okay. Many lessons, yes, but not all. You're right. Okay, you're right. There are some. I think I saw that, but I've got a lot. I have quite a few Russian kids as well, and I have a hard time trying to find lessons for them as well. So let's move on, you guys. Let me see what I'm going to be heading up next. No questions yet, you guys, but you guys really need to try that basket vocabulary or needs and wants. And there is a bunch of different lessons on there, you guys, to get those kids going, you guys. I love it.
I have a question. I was wondering, that sounds like a really fun game. Does it get competitive in the classroom,
It
Brenda?
kind of does, especially if the kid doesn't make a basket.
Oh,
Yes.
oh no.
Yeah, but I kind of keep it close, because I kind of thought about this. Some kids don't want to do that extra basket, but it's easy to know between the needs and the wants. And they usually always get it right, but it kind of stinks when they miss it. But for the most part, I kind of put the basket pretty close, you guys, so we can get those extra points going. And then the kids scream. But not only can you use it on this, they have a variety of lessons that they have that you can use that with. If you're trying to teach your kids any kind of vocabulary, maybe say some investing, how about some payroll or compensation, anything like that, they have all those. And I like Take Charge Today because they have a lot of fun activities to get the kids up and moving. And I'm all about getting my kids in discussion and getting them moving and learning and get them off of their little hoodies and with their little headphones on. Yes, I'm always like, let's get up and get doing something. Yes, let's have fun. I even put them on both sides of the classroom, and we'll even do a bunch of credit and debit questions if it's a good thing or not, and have them run to the other side of the classroom. But that's a whole nother professional development. Yes. So check out Take Charge Today, which was the one, Take Charge Today, University of Arizona. Okay. Let's move on. Let me see what I got going on next. Okay, here we go. Well, since we are talking about and we're done with kind of needs and wants, you guys, we have to learn the needs and wants to understand the budget that we're about to learn. I have worked with budgets for quite some time now, and being a finance major, it's always been really important on budgeting. And budgeting is really important because a budget, you guys, is just a plan on how to spend your money and save money. It really is that's what it is. How do we know where our money's going if we don't know where it's going to? One time in my life, I was spending so much money at Starbucks that I was like, how much money am I spending at Starbucks? Well, heck, I was spending over $100 a month just on Starbucks getting my ventes. And I went ahead and thought, I'm going to go buy a Keurig machine. And then I just went and bought some little Starbucks pods. Don't get me wrong, because I still like to go to Starbucks and I like to treat myself to my want. But there's ways that we can kind of look at how we're spending. And I feel having a budget helps us. It also prepares us for those financial goals down the road. Once a kid starts learning at a young age, especially at 18, that their age is an opportunity to start saving money, they could be a millionaire by the time they retire at 65. So I really encourage my kids to get a budget and to start saving money at a young age, because it's crucial, because their age is an opportunity for them to have a lot of money down the road. And a budget is going to help you do that. Make sure that we're putting that money away and that we're paying ourselves first, because we are important and we need to have it. I always ask my students to share some things people or households spend money on, because, you know, some of the questions that they bring up, I kind of go, wow, okay. And then some of my students, I'll be honest with you guys, they work and then they give their money to their parents. And that's how it is sometimes with different households as far as paying their bills. And a lot of them